Welcome back to the Stingy Trigger Tabletop. Trigger here again to do a quick little informational video for you newer shooters out there on a great little piece of old school tech, the stripper clip. If you're like me, when I first got into the shooting hobby, I couldn't tell you the difference between a clip, a magazine, an end block clip, a spoon, a speed loader. They were all interchangeable terms. I think a lot of us are like that when we first get into this hobby, and I just wanted to put together a quick little video showcasing some of the benefits of holding on to and using your stripper clips. Now, when it comes to getting ammunition, again, when we first get into this hobby, a lot of us find ourselves storing ammunition in whatever package it came in. A lot of times that's a plastic tray or holder inside of a cardboard box. Sometimes when we get ammunition, we get it bulk in a cardboard box, literally as a pile of bullets. Sometimes we get it simply wrapped in paper if it's older military surplus, or sometimes cardboarded up, and sometimes even on stripper clips. And a lot of guys will throw those stripper clips away or discard them, and I'd really like to encourage you not to, especially when it comes to the larger caliber rounds. Stripper clips are a handy little invention. As you can see, I've got both some 5 and 10 round varieties here for the .308 on the table in front of me, and they give you some great little advantages that, especially if you're a newer shooter, you're not necessarily going to realize right off the bat. I know I certainly didn't. For example, when it comes to storing your ammunition, you could leave it in its factory packaging, but a lot of times that's going to involve paper or cardboard. And if you don't have a gun safe or a way to control the climate of your ammunition, especially if it's a while between shooting or you're buying some older surplus ammunition, you're going to find that you may run into some corrosion problems as that cardboard absorbs moisture. Well, by taking your ammunition out of the cardboard and out of the original containers, you can avoid a lot of that using ammunition cans, desiccant packs, heck, even Tupperware with desiccant packs. However, that does leave you with a big loose pile of ammunition. Enter the stripper clip. Using a simple solution like this that I've come up with, using 5 round stripper clips and a standard .50 caliber ammunition can government surplus. The stripper clips run about 20 cents a piece, sometimes cheaper, sometimes down to 10 cents a piece, depending on where you get them and how many you can get at a time and at what quantity discounts. And the ammunition can is about $20, usually easily found at military surplus stores and gun shows. Now, using .308 as my example here, I've got 5 rounds of .308 ammunition per stripper clip. I've got 25 stripper clips in a row, 2 rows side by side per level in our .50 caliber can, and as you can see, there's still plenty of room along the top here in order to put in several nice large desiccant packs, or heck, even maybe one more layer on the top stacked sideways, or perhaps using the 10 round stripper clips, flip-flopping them back and forth. And even just the basic setup of 2 rows per level and 2 levels in the can at 125 rounds per level gives us 500 rounds of .308 in a can, and by the time you stack up some more on top of that, you're easily pushing 600, maybe even as much as 650 rounds of .308 in a single .50 caliber can. And you're still going to have room for some drying agents in order to help keep that ammunition nice and dry and ready to go when you're going to need it. Now, in addition to storage, stripper clips also have some good advantages for those of us who are in, the best way to put it is, less Second Amendment friendly states. The state in which I live in has a restriction on carrying loaded magazines of the both pistol and long rifle varieties in your automobile. Now, once you get your concealed handgun license for my particular state, or a state in which they recognize the license from, you're good to go with handguns as far as magazines and speed loaders and so on go. However, you're still not allowed to carry loaded long rifles. Now I know what you're thinking. We'll just load up the mags and chuck them in a bag in the trunk and then put the rifle in the back seat and you should be fine. Not in my state. If you read the law carefully, and this is something that we were instructed very well in our concealed handgun classes, if you have a loaded magazine anywhere in the vehicle, doesn't matter where, you could tape it to the bumper outside, and you have a long rifle that matches that magazine, you are guilty of a felony in my particular state. I know, it's dumb, but it is the law, and we have to follow the law. However, because it's considered a older style and non-standard format of storing and transporting ammunition, stripper clips are a-okay. So you see on the table before you, I've got an M14 mag here, and I've got some stripper clips. Well, whereas I can't even have one round in this magazine anywhere in my vehicle, I can have them strippered up on, say, 10-round stripper clips like this. So, I can carry my M14 locked in a rack made for the M14 with the action open and a magazine inserted. And I can have a pouch on the buttstock carrying 2 10-round stripper clips to fully load the magazine. So even one-handed, right behind the seat of my car, I can open up a pouch, slam in one stripper clip, slam in another stripper clip, close the action, and take it out of its rack and be 100% legal and into action almost as fast as if I was simply slamming home a loaded magazine. Now, granted, that doesn't work with all rifles. You can't do that with an AR-15. You couldn't do that with a SIG 5.56 or an AK-47. But with the slightly older options, say using a short-barreled SOCOM style rifle that I've paid my tax stamp for, or say using, heck, even a Garand or an Enfield in 308 or 303 or a Mosin Nagant, that would be perfectly legal to have that long gun with the action open, ready with a stripper clip to go. But the moment I put a round into that magazine, I'm in trouble. Which brings me to the last thing that I didn't realize and took me a while to learn about, is if you're going to carry your ammunition in this format to keep it nice and neat and organized, to know how many rounds you've got, and to be quick into action, you're going to also want to look for loading spoons for your particular magazines. The way these work is they simply lock right on the back, and you can then take your stripper clips, in this case 5 or 10 rounds, and they'll load in right quick with one push, ready to load up and completely top off your magazine, getting quick into action. So if you're going, say, to the range to shoot your M14, you can take your ammunition nice and neat, and you can load it a heck of a lot quicker than if you took the time to load one round after another round after another round. Which brings me to my last point of why you should consider keeping, especially your long rifle ammunition, strippered up on stripper clips as opposed to simply bulked up dumped in a box. If I have, say, 500 rounds of ammunition on 5-round stripper clips, as a full box like the box you see in front of you here, and I go to the range, and I come back home, and let's say it's a few weeks before I go to look at how much ammo I've got left, if I've just got a big pile that I'm pulling bullets from, I have to recount that pile. If I've got everything in stripper clips, I can stop and go, alright, well, I went to the range 3 weeks ago, let's check the range bag. Oh, I used 5 stripper clips worth of ammo, so I used 25 rounds, which means I need to buy another 2 boxes to stock back up to 500, and I'll still have 15 rounds left over for next time. It's a quick way to take inventory quickly and easily, and saves you a lot of time counting and making sure that you've got the right amounts that you want to keep on hand. So these are all advantages of the stripper clip, especially if you're a new shooter. It's stuff you might not realize. Stuff I know I certainly know that I didn't realize when I was first getting into the shooting sport hobby, and I wish someone would have told me about it instead of figuring it out on my own as time progressed. So I hope you new guys have found this informative, and I hope that some of you might take this to heart and adopt this system, because I gotta be honest, I think it works pretty well, and I'd like to see more and more folks do it this way as opposed to the, giant piles of stuff that I see left all over the range. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun and project videos. And as always, this is Trigger saying, just remember, we're only a couple of city slickers working this out as we go along. Thanks for watching.